as Head of Products and Development of Signifikant. And I will lead a webinar about the topic Circular Economy and Industry 4.0. And in the end of the webinar, I will also touch on how does that impact your spare parts business. Now I'm unmuted. Everybody hears me again. I will start with a very, very short introduction to our company. Today I will talk about the circular economy, Industry 4.0 and the spare part business, but I think it's important for you to know where this message is coming from. I'm working at a company Signifikant, and what we do, we have been working with aftermarket information solutions since 2004. Actually, a large part of our company has been working with aftermarket solutions since 1994, when they digitalized the aftermarket spare parts catalog of Scania, the truck maker. And actually today, Signifikant is still maintaining and further developing the aftermarket solution of Scania. We have two locations for our company, Sweden, Stockholm, and India, Mumbai. And our customers include, on top of Scania, a forestry machine maker, Komatsu, industrial tool maker, Atlas Copco, and agricultural machine maker, Väderstad, and Dometic, which is a company who makes refrigerators and other appliances for mobile homes and sailing yachts. We of course have more customers. I will not list all of them, but we have them in the US, in Europe, and in Asia. What the solutions that we work with, or the solutions we provide, is an aftermarket program, product information management system, so an PIM system for the spare parts, where we gather all information about the aftermarket in one single database. And we provide a catalog solution for that we put online, and then you can connect that to all kinds of systems or e-commerce platform. I will not tell you more at this moment about our company. That we can always make up a special session for that. I do understand that today you may be thinking about a lot of things that may be not about your business. A lot is happening in the world, but I believe that sorry, I'm getting muted now and then. I think it's important to think how we want to get out of this crisis we are right now in and into a better world. And one part of a better world is a world where we think a lot more about circular economy. What is circular economy? It is an economy where we use as less natural resources as possible. And this is material, but also energy. And if we look how we can achieve that, then Rico already in 1994 had a good illustration of this. They said, okay, to have a circular economy, to make products and parts last longer, we should first work on longer use. We should make products that work longer, that can be used longer. And once the product is finished, is ready, then we should try to reuse these products. Maybe someone has bought a product that has a life cycle of a lifetime of 15 years, but the person only needs it for 5 years. Make sure that the product is reused. If the product cannot be reused, we go to the next circle, and that is make sure that the product that the parts get reused. I'm sorry, I have the same picture, but then a little bit more clear here. So the next is to make sure that the parts are reused. And then finally, if the parts cannot be reused or the components, then you should make sure that you recover the material. So in this picture, you can see that everything that's green is about reuse. Everything that's light blue, it's about recycling. And recycling is very good and has been on everybody's mouth in the last 30 years, but reuse is even better. And but reuse puts a lot of challenges on the company. It puts challenges in the way that you have to not only have logistics to push out products, but also you have to work on the reverse logistics to get the products back into your company and to get them out again to the next life cycle. So and then there comes also the change of business model. If we make a product that works 5 years and the customer will buy a new product after 5 years, and we change that product so it works for 20 years, we need to change our business model. Otherwise, we will be out of business. We won't sell any products anymore. So that is important elements of the circular economy, is that it's not only about reusing products, reusing parts, components, but it's also of looking at the logistics, looking at the way you make your products, and looking at your business models. One thing that we noticed also is that we've long been thinking that the product life cycle, creating a new product, designing it, engineering it, manufacturing it, was a totally different area than the service life cycle management, where you have the user using it and then you're maintaining it, and if needed, you repair it. These two are getting more and more connected. When you create your product, you have to already think about how is this product going to be used, how is it going to be repaired, how is it going to be serviced. You cannot just throw your CAD drawings over the wall to the service people and say, okay, here you have the product, and make a nice catalog out of it. And if people want to order a spare part, well, it's your problem. These two processes get much more connected to each other. Also, the service people, they will be involved in the product life cycle, because they will get products that have been created before but may have been refurbished. So this is very interesting, and we think that this is very good for a sustainable future of the whole Earth. And that is why also the European Union decided that okay, we need to do something to increase the life cycle of the products that are being produced in the European Union. And we need to support this, because this is not something we can just leave out on the market, probably because there are so much hurdles, there are so much business models that have been there for 50 years, and there's a lot of resistance, of course, to change. So they funded a project called RECIPS, Resource Efficient Circular Product Service Systems. And we are part of it as a company Signifikant. But a lot of other companies are part of it too. And I'm taking this up now during this webinar because we will show some examples from this project that will explain about what is circular economy, how does it impact the business models, how does it impact the way we design our products, how does it impact the logistics, the supply chain, and how does it impact in the end the technical platform. And that's where we come in. So in this research project, we have knowledge providers. We have the KTH from Stockholm, the Technical University in Delft. We have a number of other universities and technical knowledge companies, technology providers like Signifikant, PDS Vision, which is a partner of Signifikant. And then there are two original equipment manufacturers, Gorenje, who makes white goods, and Bosch, who makes car components, amongst others, of course. The idea of this project is to test the circular economy for real. So this project includes 2 industrial scale demonstrators. So where we for real will go out on the market and test the circular economy. For the Gorenje group, that means that they will test to put out washing machines in the European market and not sell them, but they will still be owned by the Gorenje group, but they will be used pay-per-use, so that they will have a longer lifespan. They will have multiple life cycles. They can go from one user to another. Hopefully they will last much longer also, the machines, since they are owned by Gorenje and they make sure that they keep on working. And in the case of Bosch, it's about the reuse and refurbishment of car components. But I will get back a little bit later into these 2 demonstrators. So as I said, the circular economy, it's about design of product, it's about the logistics, it's about the business model. So if we look at where we can start already when we are thinking about a new product, how can we create a product that will have a longer life cycle because it's designed for a circular economy. It's designed for long use, it's designed for extended use, and it's designed for how you can recover it. So of course, the first thing is design it for physical durability. Just make it more robust. Just make it so that it will, instead of break after 5 years, it will not break after 5 years, but maybe after 20 years. And here is also an interesting aspect, design for emotional durability, so that you don't feel after 4 years that, oh, my machine is old, I need a new one, it looks old, or I'm not attached to it. Another way is to get people attached to a product so they don't want to change it so often. Design for maintenance, design for upgrading. That is when you make sure that you keep on using it, even if it breaks down. And you keep it on using it even if there are other products on the market, similar products with new features. So design for upgrading is, instead of buying a washing machine with new features, you may be able to replace a control board and have the same washing machines but with the new features. And if you design for this from the beginning, so you can actually upgrade just a part to upgrade the whole machine, then you don't need to bring back the whole machine, take it down into pieces and build it up again. And design for repair, which is in the 3rd column, that's a very interesting. And there I wanted to share an example from the Technical University in Delft. This is from their website. They have described a thesis from a student called Francesco De Fazio. And this is not directly part of the RECIPS project, but it's related. And design for repair. Here they have looked at, okay, if I have a machine, a product, and I need to repair it, how easy is it to repair? Again, here the European Union has said machines and products should be more long-lasting, and we should make them easier to repair. And they are also implementing 2021 a regulation for the right to repair, where you, on top of some kind of energy label, also will get something that will resemble a repairability label on machines. And how can you visualize that? How can you, when you're designing, see if you've designed it right or not? So this student has broken down and looked at what are the priority components of my product. What are the components that are often break down or need to be replaced or need to be repaired? And what are the steps and the tools and the force I need to get there and replace it, and also the time I need for it? And made it as a graphical map, a disassembly map, and shows that, okay, some of these products, he has been comparing a number of vacuum cleaners in this case, and some of these products you only needed to basically unscrew 3 screws and you could get everywhere. And others you had like this one, this example that you see here. You had quite a long way and you needed special tools and force, and you needed to switch over the machine several times. So in this graphical guide, you can see what can you do by hand, what do you need a screwdriver, what do you need a spudger, do you need to manipulate, turn around the product, can you easily see what you're doing, do you need uncommon tools? This cross that you see there, that means that you're actually breaking something. So if you're putting it together again, you will need some duct tape or something else to fix it. So this is a thought that already during the design phase of your product life cycle, you are thinking about the circular economy and thinking about repairability and ensuring that the machine can be used. This is actually manipulated by me. The left picture is from the report that is on the internet from the Technical University of Delft. But I said that you want to get somewhere on the right picture illustration, is that you want to have this as a shallow, just a few steps to get to all the priority parts. And actually the result of this study, one of the results was that Philips could move some screws on a specific vacuum cleaner, and then you only needed to unscrew 4 screws on that machine to get to all priority parts. So that is one thing to think of, is the design part of the product life cycle when you think of circular economy. Logistics is also an important area, and this is actually an illustration from one of the 2 large-scale industrial demonstrators that are part of this RECIPS European project that we also are involved in. And this is the manufacturer Bosch, the German company, who creates car components. And there people have seen that, okay, when a workshop, when you create a car, then the component will be in the car. Before, a long time ago, when the component broke down, then the user would come in with the car, the workshop would take out this component, that's the red flow there, and the component would basically be recycled, and a new component would be sent from the manufacturer. Now, already this logistics is already in place, that okay, when the workshop takes out the component, it will go back through the several trade levels, the distributor, the country office, the workshop's warehouse, and finally it will end up in the workshop, and the workshop will put it in the car and bring the car to the user. And on each level here, or the interface between each of these two levels, they have some kind of financial agreement. Okay, I'll give you this component, and if it's reached end of life and you bring it back to me and it has certain characteristics, it's not broken or too scratched or whatever, and it has not been used for too many kilometers, then you are allowed to give it back to me and you get a certain amount of money back. Like you bring back the bottle of your soda that you have been bought in the shop. But each of these levels have an agreement with each other. So the component actually physically has to go back through all these levels, back to the remanufacturer, who refurbishes the component, and then it's sold again. And often it goes through these levels again to the workshop, who will put it into the car and bring it back to the user. So within our project, the idea is to shortcut this And one of the problems here is also that at today only about 30% of the components are actually reused. So a lot of them are not reused and are thrown away for all kinds of reasons. And it could be the reason that there's just too many steps in this offering, too many people looking at, is this still a good component, and don't like it. But also there is no market. So because you get back a certain component and then another car comes in and you have refurbished that component, it's not sure that that component is that the next car needs. So if you could create a market where you have a lot of these components that you could trade, and you could make some kind, you could make a market and a market price, then you could meet the demand and the need much better and make sure that you increase the number of components that are actually reused. So the third illustration here shows that when the user returns the or comes in with the car in the workshop and the workshop takes out the component, it should not need to go physically through all these levels. These levels should physically it should go back to the manufacturer. But how does each level then still get its money and feels that, okay, we are part of this logistics? And the idea there is to create a independent clearinghouse that will take in these cores and will create a market for them, so that the financial flow is decoupled from the physical flow. To do this also, there is an this is then the logistics part, but the business model is then also, and the and the IT platform is to create a trading platform, both an IT trading platform, so that is part of this project, but also to create this market and to involve the manufacturers, the refurbishers, but also the workshops, and to create a market where you can set out options for these components so that they can be more easily found by who need them, and the ones the participants that have the course, they can easily put them out on the market. So there was an example first of how the circular economy can impact the design of products, how the circular economy can impact the logistics that you have in your company, from just outward logistics to reverse logistics, improved reverse logistics. The circular economy will also have an impact on the business models that you are using. What we will see is that from a business model where a manufacturer creates a product and sends it to a customer, and the customer says, thank you very much, and will use the product. And then when it breaks, it will order a part. So that's the first row there in this illustration. That's the old conventional business model. We will need to go to models where there is an incentive to have a long lifespan of the product. And one way to do that is to lease the product, to have the OEM still owning the product, and the user using it, and then the OEM has an incentive to have a longer lifespan. As we already said, there can be multiple life cycles. People can share products. You can offer products as a pay-per-use. Products as a service, instead of selling a truck, you can sell transport or transport volume and delivery speed, of course. A function as a service, performance contracts. I will make sure that your ship is that all rooms in your ship will always have a temperature of 18 degrees, and then we determine as a company how we will achieve that. So these are very interesting business models, and we have a next seminar which will be given by the KTH, where we will go more into the circular business models. But today I would like to highlight one that we have within the research project, and that is the pay-per-use model that Gorenje washing machines is offering. Through the pay-per-use, going over to the pay-per-use business models, you also open up for multiple life cycles. You also open up for actually a product as a service, and you also open up for that the machine will be used much longer. So it's a lot of gains that you get from this. So the example, Gorenje is a washing machine, white goods maker in Slovenia. They have a brand called Asko. These is a high-level brand, and these are mainly professional machines which are made to last long and which often are too expensive for normal customers. But by offering them in a pay-per-wash settlement, where you will more or less rent these and pay per wash, it can become available for normal private customers, and also by giving it multiple life cycles, it can be used for 15 or 20 years. So what Gorenje has done, with the help of their technology partners, of which we are one, is offering the paper wash offering for these washing machines, a worry-free laundering solution. So it's not only that you paper wash, but also should the machine break down, then it's completely the responsibility of Gorenje or their brand Asko to make sure that the machine is repaired or replaced. And if it's replaced, then the machine will be refurbished and could go to the next customer. To ensure that we really do this circular, we make sure that we have different offerings. We have a gold offering, or Gorenje has a gold offering, where you always are certain that you get a new machine, not a machine that somebody else has used for 5 years. A silver, where the machine is as new, but it could actually have been used for up to 5 years. And you could have this bronze or budget, where you get a pretty old machine, but it's working, and Gorenje also ensures that it will keep on working. So this is really a different way of thinking in the white goods industry. One of the participants in the research project, the Dutch company Homey, is actually already offering this today in the Netherlands. But Gorenje will offer this to their customers in 4 countries. Planned start is actually pretty soon, but might be delayed a little bit now with everything that's happening. But it will be in Austria, Slovenia, the Netherlands, and Denmark. So the circular technology has an impact on the design, on the logistics, on the business models, and in the end, to support these business models, support these logistics, we will have to have innovations in the technical platforms, in the ICT platforms. This is an example that matches the pay-per-use washing machine platform. What we need here is we need to know how much is washed and what programs are used. So we need a smart washing machine that is then created by Gorenje. We need a platform where all the machines can connect, and all the users can connect to the platform, and the users can get at their machines with their iPad, but also the backend systems can get to the machines and see how the machine is doing, how it's been washing, and making sure that the bills are going out according to how much you have been washed. So what Signifikant has been doing here is helping to connect the service systems to the machine so that the service technician can see how the machine is doing, and if you do service, what parts you need to bring. But we also have been involved in one box here, which is called the Recips backend service, which is actually making it possible to add the pay-per-use scenario to the existing backend systems that the Gorenje group has today, and where we make sure that we pull all the information about the washes that have been made to the backend systems, and that every month correct bill can be sent to the users. And also we can go one step further and see, okay, how has this user been using it, and we can give advice to use the machine in a way that is better for the sustainability. We can also use this connected platform to do some to monitor the machines and do predictive maintenance if needed, because Gorenje has taken a responsibility to make sure that the machines are always working. So there's a lot that is impacted by going over to circular technology, changing your business model. In the end, you will need an Industry 4.0 setup of your products, even if the products are out there at your users. So we need smart washing machines, we need connected devices, digital twins. So we need tools where we can see the machine in our system as if we were next to the machine. Predictive maintenance is a very good part of Industry 4.0 that is made possible by these connected machines. Augmented reality, the repairability, as we've seen. I'm not sure if I have this one here. No. You could think of when a customer, him or herself, needs to do a repair, and you have done your homework and you have created a machine that is very easily repairable, then you would not need to send a service technician. You might only need to send a spare part, plus a very, very good instruction on how to repair it by, for instance, augmented reality, that the person uses her or his telephone, points it to the washing machine, and see this washing machine, and then gets an instruction how to open it, how to screw, how to remove it, disassemble it, and how to assemble it again. And that's actually part of this Recips project, also will be part of it. Also, when the machines get a higher lifespan and the manufacturers will take more responsibility for the machine over its whole lifespan, it is no longer only interesting how did the machine look like when it was manufactured. Not only how is the machine look like from a service point of view. So we have the manufacturing bill of material, we have the service bill of material already today in our system. But what we also want is to keep track of the as maintained bill of material, which is also a result of more focus on the circular technology. Longer lifespans is actually keeping track on what has been replaced, how does the machine look now, so that you can also adjust service bulletins and service instructions to how the machine actually looks like today. Material passports, when machines come back and need to be recycled or reused, you might want to know exactly what's inside the machine. What is the material? Is there any risk material? Is there any bad material from that we should not use? Is it fair trade material we have in the machine, and so on? So these are all areas that we are working on today, and which are driven faster by the circular economy and the technology. This is an example of this service technician having a tool. So this is just to demonstrate how connected devices, connected washing machines could look like. This is actually a first page, can be a first page of our product, a Signifikant aftermarket platform, which is a lot used to find the right spare parts for your specific product. To, for instance, claim warranty, find technical information, product information. But in this case, we have added to this also the possibility to find your specific machine. So I'm logged in, I have a number of machines, or I'm a service technician, my customer has a number of machines, I want to look at them. So I actually go see these machines and I get live data from the machines in my service tool. So this is possible with the Industry 4.0 connected smart washing machines, whatever you want to call them, IoT, and it then also enables the pay-per-use scenario, because now I'm actually looking at a portal, if you like, looking at this information, but also the billing system can pull out this information and use it to create the bill based on the number of washes that have been created, been done in this machine. So what impact does this have on our product? So here you see an overview of the Signifikant aftermarket platform. We have a platform where we take in information from a lot of sources, from the engineering, from manufacturing, aftermarket, put it into one database and then publish it multi-channel to a web viewer, to a PDF catalog, online, offline viewers, and we integrate that to, for instance, an ERP system to allow users, end users, or service technicians or dealers to order spare parts. And the impact we see here is that we are going to integrate much more with specific machines. So instead of having all the information and catalogs about a model or a serial number range, we will actually much more go into and say and know exactly which machines are out there, what's happened with these machines, and what is the status of this machine right now, so that, as I showed in the previous picture, you don't any longer have to put in a model number, but actually you put in the serial number of the machine and you get the exact correct information. We also will see that we will get more information about from suppliers, for instance, about the material that is included in specific machines, so that we can create a material passport for a model or a machine. So if you're interested to know more about the Signifikant aftermarket platform, how it can help you to gather all aftermarket information in one unified database and then publish all that information to multiple channels, then please contact Charisma after this webinar. And how to integrate then the publications to other systems for warranty, for shopping carts, for getting price availability, connecting it to your logistics, then we are pleased to help. So in the end, I will come back to how does all this impact your spare part business? How does the circular economy and Industry 4.0 impact your spare part business? For first, I think and I hope this will increase spare part business. If products get longer lifespan, if products get multiple life cycles, we will increase the spare part business. Of course, if they will be made to last longer and more robust, maybe there will be a little bit less spare parts business there, but in the overall spare parts business will increase. And we'll probably also see that spare parts will still, of course, will be a lot of business to business selling of spare parts to dealers and to service technicians, but also business to consumer will grow. And with that, also the need for excellent information about how to maintain, how to repair machines will grow. So, and that will grow the need of a platform as we are happen to offer to the market, where you actually gather not only all the spare parts, but all information about a product that you need once you have bought it, once you have received it. It will also, the circular economy will have an impact on the logistics for spare parts. You will not only be sending out them, you will probably have to work a lot more on the reverse logistics. So I think that is the biggest impacts of the circular economy on your spare parts business, and I think it will mainly be a very positive one on your spare parts business. With that, I think I've kept myself, I've gone 2 minutes over time. I was planned to stop at 2:40, but I will give back control to Karishma and she can ask if you have any questions.
Thank you, Ruud, for the session this afternoon. It was very interesting. I have right now unmuted all your mics, so if you have any questions, please just ask away. We will wait for 2 to 3 minutes while you all have your questions figured out. Either drop us a chat message or just speak up by unmuting your button.
Everything was crystal clear.
I'd also like to tell you all that I will be sending across this presentation for your reference later on via email later today. You will also receive invites to the next webinar session on business models for circular economy, and this will be held by the research team at KTH Sweden. Okay, I think we don't have any more questions or any questions coming up. Ruud, if you would just like to wrap up with what the next session would comprise of before we end the session for today.
Yes, so the next webinar is on April 8th and will be about circular business models. Will be hosted by Asif from KTH. And yes, you're very welcome to join. I think this is actually one of the most interesting parts of the circular economy. Everybody sees the advantages. It's easy to tell, but how to get there, how to get over all the hurdles that are there to move from the traditional way of doing business to a more sustainable way of doing business and being more circular and using less natural resources. So very welcome, and you will get an invitation for this webinar.
Thank you very much for your time today. I hope to see you all at the next session. Wish you a great rest of the week and good luck with distance working to everyone. Thank you.